Hi everybody, it's Denise back with Keto with Denise, and we're still talking keto basics. In the last video, I talked about what's keto and what's the difference and all the buzz about keto. Today, I want to talk about keto a little bit more. And we talked about healthy keto, and this is the difference maker in healthy keto. You may have heard keto is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. You would be absolutely correct. In this case, when we say healthy keto, though, we're introducing the need to take in more vegetables. We target 7 to 10 cups of vegetables a day, and we make that 5% of our calories, our daily intake. And then, of course, we keep our carbs at 5% of our calories. These are your macros, 20% protein and 70% from your fats. Now, because we're saying it's healthy keto, listen, we're talking about clean eating. We're talking about organic foods, grass-fed, pasture-raised, and wild-caught seafood is important because there's a lot of junk in the everyday foods unless we try to get it cleaner. You've got all kinds of herbicides, all kinds of stuff, pesticides in foods that we're taking into our bodies, and our bodies are being damaged by it too. So we want to eat clean. So today I want to talk about each one of these macros and the importance of targeting those numbers, those percentages of the macros when you're talking about the keto way of eating. And it's very important because keto is a game changer in terms of really reversing insulin resistance in your body or improving it. And that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to go after the root cause. We don't want to medicate high blood pressure forever. We want to be able to find out what's the root cause of high blood pressure. And a lot of it will find its roots back at insulin resistance. So if we can go after the root, heal or improve the root, then we will now end up killing off the symptoms like high blood pressure and diabetes, high cholesterol, and all of these other things from heart disease, you name it. And then to some of the typical things we don't even think about, brain fog, memory loss, all these things are happening as a result of insulin resistance. Watch one of the videos that I put out there that explain insulin resistance a little bit for you. But as we look at the keto way of eating, we are looking to eat clean and help our bodies transition from burning from burning sugar, because we wanted to burn fat, from burning sugar to now burning fat. So let's start with the culprit, carbs. If I looked at my diet before keto, I was probably taking in a good 200 grams of carbs a day. How in the world can that be when now we're telling people to target 20 grams to 50 grams a day in the keto way of eating, especially healthy keto? Because this is where we will control the insulin spikes in our bodies. Anything above that, we're going to start seeing greater insulin spikes. And of course, too much insulin, which is the insulin resistance issue. So we're trying to improve that state by reducing the amount of carbs that we take in. Me personally, I was a junk food eater. I ate whatever I felt like, but there were two things that I can tell you you'd consistently find me eating. Peanut M&Ms, yes, it's true. I would graze off of peanut M&Ms throughout the day, and mindlessly at that. So when I would get one of those bags to share, oh, they'd be gone like that. And I'd be looking for another bag. That was the reason why when I turned my life around and changed my eating, it was a day after binging on peanut M&Ms. And then the other thing I would eat, potato chips. I had to have it. And because my body was craving it. So when I added up eating out, traveling a lot, and eating any and everything, yeah, I averaged over 200 carbs a day. And that's why I was extremely overweight, in the obese category. Now, 90 pounds later, 8 months later, this is now a game changer in terms of how you can turn your body around, okay? So when we talk about carbs, this is really important. Let's explain carbs for a second. Carbohydrates are sugars. They turn to sugar in the body. So when you think about sugar, people tell me, well, I don't eat a lot of sugar. And I ask them, well, what do you eat? What do you typically eat? Well, they said, well, I don't eat sweet foods. I don't eat cakes and candy and things like that. And I said, okay, well, tell me what you eat. Well, I eat oatmeal. I eat brown rice. I eat pretty healthy. And I say, not so fast. Let's look at the carb content in those foods, because that's what's going to turn to sugar in your body. And then it's an eye-opener and even a game changer for people that really want to take control of their health and they start to turn that cycle, that vicious cycle of insulin resistance around. So when we bring our carbs down that low, you're not causing the insulin spike. So we're looking for hidden carbs, hidden sugars in food, the obvious carbs like your sugar candy and cakes and pies and all of that, but we're after the grains and things like that because they turn to sugar, beans and all of that. So there's a list. As a matter of fact, if you click that link down below, you'll see a whole list of foods that are acceptable foods on keto and then the foods to avoid on keto. So that'll help you in your own journey to improve your health, okay? So that's carbs, and we all have another video strictly on carbs, strictly on sugar. I do this demonstration all the time to help people learn how to count how much sugar is in your food. So be on the lookout for that. Also on the proteins, we really keep it simple and just go with 3 ounces to 6 ounces of protein per meal. This is how you know how much to eat. If you're eating 3 meals a day, then you want to stick to about 3 to 4 ounces of protein per meal. But if you're doing intermittent fasting, and we're going to be talking about that in one of the videos as well, you'll be able to click that one next if you like. But when you're doing 2 meals a day with intermittent fasting, then you want to increase that protein to about 4 to 5 ounces per meal. And if you're doing 1 meal a day, which is really, really good, we'll talk about that too, then you want to get about 6 to 8 ounces. And we go a little higher for the guys. Ladies, you can stick close to the 6 ounces of protein for that 1 meal that you'll take in. So it's really important because your body does need protein, but you don't want to get too much protein. The liver will turn protein, protein into sugar. So you want to be careful about the amount of protein that you take in. And then of course fats, healthy fats. I talked about this in the other video and also in the link below you'll see a list of all the healthy fats, and you'll see that these are foods that are common to you. These are foods that you'll even enjoy because you know what? Fat just tastes better. Fat has a lot of taste. It's the stuff that when they take fat out of foods and say no fat or low fat, there's no taste in that. So how do they make it taste good? Yeah, you guessed it, sugar. They add the sugar in, and sometimes it's hidden sugar. It will say sugar-free, but if you read the ingredients, that's why it's going to be important to know how to read the nutrition and ingredient labels to know what's in your foods. And then lastly, we'll finish up with the veggies. These are really important. They're going to give your body all kinds of nutrients and vitamins, and you're going to love the transition that you see in your skin, in your hair, in your nails. All of that is going to be working to your good. So when you're talking keto basics, we're talking healthy keto, take a look at those links so you'll know what foods fall in these categories that we're talking about, so you can easily begin to prepare and eat according to keto. There's no magic to this. There's nothing mystical about this. If you stick to this breakdown, I guarantee you, your body will respond in a positive way, okay? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.